Welcome to Anafram Market Perspectives.
Anafram Market Perspectives. Monday setup. Trump's 100% China tariff, big banks and chip makers in focus, VIX pops. Welcome back to Anafram Market Perspectives. In the next few minutes, I'll set you up for the week with the market tone, the latest on tariffs, this week's economic calendar, note Canada, Thanksgiving and Japan Sports Day, the earnings slate, IPOS, a volatility check, and a short watch list with clear trading levels. S&P 500 pre-market snapshot. The tape is risk-off. Technology and consumer cyclicals are leading the declines. Microsoft is down a little over 2%, Apple off more than 3%, and both Amazon and Tesla are sliding roughly 5%. Semiconductors are under heavier pressure with Nvidia down nearly 5%, and Broadcom the laggard off almost 6%. Communication services is weak as well, with Alphabet lower and Meta platforms losing close to 4%. Financials are softer across the board. JPMorgan Chase is down about 1.5%. Staples are mixed. PepsiCo is green while Costco is red. Takeaway, investors are de-risking AI and China-sensitive names. Defensives are only selectively bid. Trump tariffs and trade. What actually changed late Friday, President Trump said the United States will add an extra 100% tariff on Chinese goods starting November 1st or sooner, and will implement export controls on critical software. The move followed Beijing's new rare earth and battery component export curbs, fresh port fees aimed at U.S. ships, and an antitrust probe into Qualcomm. China has also paused soybean purchases, adding pressure on U.S. agriculture. On Sunday, the tone softened a bit with a message that all will be fine, and that an APEC-time meeting with President Xi could still take place. Bottom line, the policy path is volatile. Near-term risk is highest for chip makers, electric vehicle supply chains, hardware producers, and banks with China exposure. Any hint of exemptions or timing shifts could spark sharp reversals. Macro calendar. What can really move prices Monday? Canada closed for Thanksgiving. Japan closed for Sports Day. In the U.S., construction spending and the OPEC monthly report. China reports trade, exports, imports, and the balance. Tuesday, United Kingdom labor data, China consumer and producer inflation, Federal Reserve speakers including Chair Jerome Powell, the ZEW survey in Europe, and Canada building permits. Wednesday, Euro area industrial production, U.S. inflation, core CPI expected at 0.3% month over month, the Empire State Business Survey, the Beige Book, and the American Petroleum Institute oil data. Thursday, United Kingdom GDP and production, United States jobless claims, retail sales, and producer prices, European central bank speakers, crude inventories, and the Federal Reserve's balance sheet. Friday, final euro area CPI. In the U.S., non-farm payrolls, about 52,000 expected. Unemployment, average hourly earnings, housing starts and permits, and industrial production, plus Treasury capital flows after the close. Read, CPI on Wednesday sets the interest rate tone. Retail sales the next day test the consumer. Tariff headlines can overwhelm both. Earnings to watch Monday. Fastenal opens the season for industrial distributors, along with VinFast and WAF Bank. Tuesday, it's Bank Day. JPMorgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, BlackRock, plus Johnson & Johnson, Domino's Pizza, Ericsson, and Albertsons. Wednesday, semis and more banks, ASML, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, plus Abbott Laboratories, Progressive, United Airlines, Las Vegas Sands, Kinder Morgan, and several regional lenders and industrial REITs. Thursday, the chip cycle's anchor, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, along with Charles Schwab, U.S. Bancorp, Bank of New York Mellon, Marsh McLennan, CSX, Travelers, KeyCorp, Snap-on, Watsco, and Interactive Brokers. Friday, the consumer and energy read from American Express, Schlumberger, State Street, Fifth Third, Huntington Bankshares, Regions Financial, and Alley Financial. Why it matters. Mega banks set credit and deposit cost narratives. ASML and Taiwan Semiconductor frame the chip cycle under tariff stress. American Express offers a clean view on discretionary spend. IPOs on deck, 2 listings to watch. Crown Reserve Acquisition Chain, a NASDAQ SPAC, and HW Electro on the NYSE. Modest size, but their reception will telegraph risk appetite into bank and chip results. Volatility check VIX. The CBOE Volatility Index has jumped to roughly 22, back in the stress zone. Expect wider intraday swings around Wednesday's CPI and the bank and chip earnings cluster. Bonus watch list. 1 ETF and 2 earnings names, SPDR S&P 500 ETF Trust, SPY. Price is well below the Ichimoku cloud with the cloud sloping down. A clear downtrend. MACD is deeply negative and widening, signaling strong bearish momentum but leaving room for an oversold bounce. Resistance sits near 658 to 661, support near 648 to 650. Until price reclaims the cloud, rallies may be fadeable. JPMorgan Chase. Shares trade below the cloud and the lagging span is under price. Trend down into earnings. MACD is curling lower again. Focus on net interest income trajectory, deposit betas, card charge-offs, and investment banking fees. A strong print with calm CPI could lift the stock toward 305 to 307. Weak guidance risks a move below 298. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. The stock broke below the cloud and the forward cloud darkened. Sellers in control. MACD remains bearish, with only early hints of deceleration. Watch AI wafer demand, capital expenditure plans, and the U.S. fab ramp versus tariff risk. Resistance is 282 to 285. Support 278, then 274. Game plan, keep beta low while the VIX is above 20. Trade around levels, lean defensive, and let CPI and bank/chip results reset the narrative. If inflation cools and earnings confirm solid credit and AI demand, consider gradually adding exposure. Otherwise, keep hedges active and fade sharp rips into resistance. If this helped you prep for the week, hit subscribe and share it with a friend.
Thanks for watching. If you found this valuable, hit subscribe and share this with others. See you next time on Anafram Market Perspectives.